Consistency that sticks. How to reprogram your subconscious with nightly loops so you actually follow through on your goals. You can have good intentions all day long and still wake up tomorrow doing the same old patterns because the part of you that runs most of your behavior isn't your logical planner, it's your subconscious. Your subconscious is not your enemy, it's your autopilot. It learns through repetition, emotion, association, identity, proof. That's why people can want consistency and still drift into avoidance, procrastination, distraction, or I'll start tomorrow. The subconscious is loyal to what's familiar and what reduces discomfort quickly. The good news is that consistency is not a personality trait, it's a loop. When you learn to run a simple loop, nightly, calm, believable identity, tiny action rehearsal, and proof, you teach your subconscious a new normal. Starting is safe. Small progress counts, and why finishing is normal. This guide is built for what you asked for, a repeatable system that you can record and play nightly to help you reach goals, specifically the goal category you chose, consistency and follow through. 1. The real reason you're inconsistent. Most inconsistency comes from one of these subconscious programs, #. Program A. Starting feels like danger. Your nervous system associates starting with overwhelm, exposure, pressure. So your subconscious tries to protect you by delaying. Program B, urgency equals safety. You only move when adrenaline is high, deadlines, panic, last minute rescue mode. Calm progress feels unfamiliar, so you drift until urgency forces action. Program C, avoidance equals relief. Avoiding the task gives immediate relief. Relief is a reward. The subconscious repeats what gets rewarded. Program D, I don't trust myself. If you've broken promises to yourself, your subconscious quietly believes, we don't really follow through. Then it resists planning because it expects disappointment. None of these programs are moral failures, they're learned loops. And the way you change learned loops is not by yelling at yourself harder. You change them by 1. Calming the body, 2. Installing a believable identity, 3. Rehearsing the tiny next step, 4. Capturing proof, 5. Repeating until it feels normal. That's subconscious training. 2. The consistency equation, small plus repeatable plus rewarded. If you want your subconscious to adopt consistency, your plan must meet 3 requirements. #. 1. It must be small enough to repeat on bad days. The subconscious trusts what survives real life, not what works only when you feel great. #2. It must create a clean emotional reward, not a huge reward, a clean one. Relief, pride, calm satisfaction. I kept my word. 3. It must create proof. Proof turns effort into identity. Identity turns effort into habit. If you have those 3, consistency stops being a battle. It becomes your default. 3. The loop ladder that builds real follow-through. Think of consistency as a ladder with 4 rungs. Rung 1, start. I begin even when I don't feel like it. Rung 2, stay. I stay with one thing long enough to matter. Rung 3, finish. I close small loops and complete something. Saw. Rung 4, return. If I wobble, I return without drama. Most people focus on finishing and ignore starting and returning, but the strongest consistency identity is built from sarata, returning, because returning is what keeps the chain alive. Marin 4, your nightly subconscious training track. Here's the framework for a nightly audio script that trains consistency. 1. Downshift. 2. Identity. 3. Tomorrow cue. 4. Tiny action rehearsal. 5. 10-second end scene. 6. Proof line. 7. Sleep permission. You can record one track and use it every night, or rotate a few variations so you don't get bored while still repeating the same core identity. Below, you'll get the full script plus a plug-in set of options. 5. Your master identity sentence. A good identity sentence does two things. It's realistic enough that your nervous system doesn't fight it. It's specific enough to guide behavior automatically. Here are 3 excellent options. Choose cell 1 and stick with it for 14 days. Option 1. I start small and stay steady, and I follow through one step at a time. Option 2. If I wobble, I return calmly, quickly, without drama. Option 3. I protect my attention and finish one small loop every day. Pick the one that feels like a calm yes in your body. 6. The single most effective consistency tool, the 2-minute rule. If you only keep one concept from this entire guide, keep this. A daily 2-minute rep is enough to reprogram your identity. Why? Because it's small enough to do even when you don't want to. It creates proof daily. It breaks the association starting ails danger. It builds self-trust. Your subconscious doesn't care that it's 2 minutes. It cares that you kept your word. That's identity. 7. The nightly master track script. Read this slowly, leave tiny pauses, make it sound like you're talking to yourself with calm authority. Nightly master track. Consistency plus follow through. Tonight, I release the pressure to do everything. I let today be done. I soften my shoulders, I relax my jaw, I slow my breath. One slow exhale, and another. I remind my nervous system I am safe enough to rest. I do not have to solve my whole life tonight. I do not have to force motivation tonight. Tonight, I install a new normal. Consistency is not a personality trait. Consistency is a loop, and I can run a loop. Tomorrow, I start small. Tomorrow, I stay steady. Tomorrow, I follow through one step at a time. I am the kind of person who keeps small promises to myself. I am the kind of person who begins even when I don't feel like it. I am the kind of person who returns without drama. If my mind tries to argue, I don't debate. I set a gentle boundary, not useful. Later, I return. Now I picture the exact moment consistency begins. I see myself tomorrow when I sit down. I feel the familiar temptation to delay. I feel the familiar urge to check something, to drift, to postpone. And I smile because I know what I do now. I exhale once. I drop my shoulders. I relax my jaw. I do my 2-minute rep, 2 minutes of the next right step, not 10 projects, not a perfect plan, just 2 minutes. I open the file. I begin the task. I write the first sentence. I do the smallest real action that moves my goal forward. I let the timer do the convincing. I let the timer train my identity. When the 2 minutes are done, I pause. I notice. I'm fine. Starting is safe. I can continue if I want, and if I stop with dignity because the rep is complete. Now I imagine my 10-second end scene. I see myself closing my laptop calmly after my small rep. I exhale. I feel calm satisfaction. I feel the quiet pride of keeping my word. And I hear my inner voice say, that counts. That is me. I follow through. My subconscious absorbs this as proof. My subconscious begins to expect this from me. My subconscious starts making consistency feel normal. Tomorrow I will do my rep. Tomorrow I will keep my word. Tomorrow I will build my life one small step at a time. Tonight I rest. Sleep strengthens my mind. Sleep strengthens my self-control. Sleep strengthens my follow-through. I fall asleep as the person who returns. I fall asleep as the person who starts small and stays steady. And I sleep. That's your master track. If you record only one, record that. 8. Plugins. Customize the track to your specific goal. To make the subconscious lock in faster, name the goal plainly in the 2-minute rep section. Use this formula. 2 minutes of the next right step on my examples, my video script, my posting plan, my product listing, my daily routine, my outreach message, my art practice, my budget task. Specificity makes your subconscious feel the loop as real, not abstract. Mapper 9, the tomorrow cue. A loop becomes automatic when it starts at the same cue. Choose one cue and commit to it. After coffee, before phone. When I sit at my desk. When I open my laptop. after brushing my teeth. At 2 o'clock p.m., I do my rep. Your nightly track should mention the cue you choose. Example line to add. Tomorrow, when I open my laptop, I do my 2-minute rep before anything else. 10. The proof ledger. If you want your subconscious to accept I'm consistent, it needs evidence. Every night, write one proof line. Proof, today I did tuck. That's it. Examples. Proof, I wrote 6 lines. Proof, I uploaded 1 photo. Proof, I did my 2 minutes even when I didn't feel like it. Proof, I finished 1 small loop. Proof is the difference between I'm trying and this is who I am now. And 11. The 5 consistency sabotages. Sabotage 1. I don't feel like it. Antidote. I don't need the feeling. I need the rep. Nightly line. Tomorrow I begin even without motivation. Sabotage 2. I'm behind. Antidote. Behind is a feeling. The next step is a fact. Nightly line. Tomorrow I stop scanning and take 1 step. Sabotage 3. It has to be perfect. Antidote. Version 1 counts. Nightly line. Tomorrow I create a rough draft on purpose. Sabotage 4. I need clarity first. Antidote. Clarity comes from action. Nightly line. Tomorrow I let action create clarity. Sabotage. 5. I missed a day, so I ruined it. Antidote. Return is the skill. Nightly line. If I wobble, I return without drama. 12. The build before evaluate rule. If you check stats, news, messages, or anything that spikes emotion early, it can break your consistency loop before it starts. So install this rule, Hamshais. Build first, evaluate later. Your night track can include, tomorrow I build for 10 minutes before I evaluate anything. This trains the subconscious that progress doesn't depend on reassurance. 13. The 10-second end scene that installs I follow through. Your subconscious loves short scenes because it can replay them easily while you drift into sleep. Here are 3 end scenes. Pick one and loop it in your nightly track. End scene A. The calm close. You close your laptop after your 2-minute rep, exhale, and feel calm satisfaction. Shachasa. End scene B. The check mark. You put a check mark next to your rep and feel proud quietly. End scene C. The finisher feeling. You finish one small task, stand up, stretch, and feel lighter because something is complete. The key is the feeling. Calm pride, relief, steadiness. That feeling is the reward your subconscious repeats. 14. A second nightly script. Some nights you don't need a build voice. You need a return voice. Nightly return. Track. Consistency without pressure. Tonight I release self-judgment. I release the idea that I have to punish myself into change. I soften my body, I slow my breath, I relax my face. I am human, I am allowed to have imperfect days, and I am also the kind of person who returns. Return is my skill, return is my identity, return is my win. Tomorrow I do one small rep, 2 minutes, 1 step, 1 small loop closed, no drama, no restart speeches, no shame, just return. I picture the moment tomorrow when resistance shows up. I exhale, I relax my jaw, I begin anyway. I do my rep, and I feel calm satisfaction. I kept my word, that counts. I am building a new normal, and I build it gently, consistently, 1 rep at a time. Tonight I rest. 15. The 14-day plan that makes this real. If you want your subconscious to flip, you need a short commitment window. Days 1 to 3. The rep exists. Do the 2-minute rep once per day, anytime. Goal, prove I start. Days 4 to 7. The cue locks in. Do it at the same cue. Goal, make it automatic. Key days 8 to 10. Add 1 finish line. Each day define 1 small done. Goal, prove I finished something. Days 11 to 14. Add build before evaluate. 10 minutes. Build before checking anything that spikes you. Goal: protect the loop. At the end of 14 days, your brain will have a file of evidence, and evidence becomes identity. 16. Troubleshooting. If you can't make yourself do it. This is where people usually misunderstand the assignment. You are not trying to force yourself into a big output. You're trying to create a rep that is so small it bypasses resistance. If 2 minutes still feels hard, reduce it to 60 seconds for 3 days. Or reduce the task to the tiniest start action, then rebuild to 2 minutes. The subconscious doesn't respond to try harder, it responds to make it safe and repeatable. 17. What success looks like. You might expect success to feel like motivation. More often, it feels like less negotiation, less dread at the start, quicker returns after wobble, calmer focus. I just did it moments, a growing sense of self trust. That's the subconscious rewiring. 18. The final install, your nightly closing lines. End your recording with 5 of these lines. Starting is safe for me now. Small progress counts and compounds. I keep promises to myself in small sizes. I return without drama. I finish one small loop every day. I build my life calmly and steadily. Tomorrow I do my rep. That counts. That is me. Then let yourself sleep. Sleep is when repetition sinks deeper.